So this film is my first film. It's also my filmmaking partner Britt's first film, and it's really the story of our friendship. It's the first screenplay that either of us ever wrote, and it's the first movie that either of us have ever directed, and it's something that we really worked on for almost 6 years, on and off through writing, casting, then ultimately getting to direct it. And so really it's just the story of our collaboration and our friendship.
So the question is, was this based in reality?
Yes. So for folks that are not familiar, Pentecostal snake handling originated, around in 1910. A pastor by the name of George Went Hensley Jr., who worked, for anyone that read Hillbilly Elegy, worked in a coal town, worked in the coal mines, lived in the coal housing, shopped at the coal store, was paid in coal chit. And in this very oppressive environment, he started preaching and derived this teaching from the Gospel of Mark, passages 16 through 18, which describes handling venomous snakes as proof of faith in God. And in this sort of extraordinarily oppressive environment, handling of snakes was a sort of transcendental experience, a chance to leave behind, the extraordinary challenges of these folks' everyday lives and touch something more, touch the divine. And since then, this practice has been passed down from grandfather to father to child, and there are still about 100 to 40 churches still practicing today. Although they're very reclusive, and we can't know for sure how many there are. But the answer is that, yes, it's a very real practice. Sort of the central tenet of this film, when Britt and I first sat down and started writing was that, neither of us come from this community, from this culture. My family's here. And we knew that by taking on a culture that's different than ours, we needed to respect it. And I think that there are many bad films. I mean, maybe mine's bad. I hope it's good. There are many grotesque films, offensive films that could be made about snake handlers. And we knew that in order to explore this community, we needed to take their faith seriously. And ultimately, this is a film about faith, and it's a film about family. And all of us within ourselves, we have different loyalties. And this film really is about what happens when your faith comes into conflict with your family. And each of the characters in the film has to make a decision about what they prioritize. And each of them, by the story's end, does just that. And some of those choices are more sympathetic and more understandable and relatable, I would imagine, to folks in this audience, and some are less so.